In the end of 2007, he was released by Sauber and immediately joined Red Bull Racing's sister team, Toro Rosso. That season, he had a handful of great races, including the Japanese Grand Prix, where he managed to work his way up to third until he went and crashed into Webber, who, by the way, drove for Red Bull. In China, he got fourth place, starting from 17th, in a masterclass drive. In 2008, Seb had a rocky start with many retirements in the first half of the season. However, he turned it around completely in the second half. The 2008 Italian Grand Prix. It is Toro Rosso's home Grand Prix. The track is wet and it's very tough to drive, even for an experienced F1 driver. However, 20-year-old Sebastian Vettel decided to become prime Michael Schumacher in a display that shocked F1 fans across the world. He not only just won the race, but also finished 12 seconds ahead of Heikki Kovalainen, who came second, giving Toro Rosso their first ever win, even before Red Bull had won anything, displaying the potential of a true future champion. Of course, Helmut Marko at Red Bull Racing took note. Red Bull rarely misses out an opportunity to onboard great talent. Following his masterful weather drive, Vettel got promoted to Red Bull Racing. Driving like he had a rocket attached to him, he won many races that year, giving Red Bull their maiden pole and win. He beat his teammate in the championship by 14.5 points, securing second place in the 2009 championship behind Jenson Button. But Vettel would not settle for second. In the following years, Vettel started winning regularly. In 2010, there was a fierce title battle between the Ferrari of Alonso, the McLarens of Button and Hamilton, and the Red Bulls of Webber and Vettel. Vettel won 5 races in 2010, leveling Alonso. However, Seb did not lead the championship until the last race in Abu Dhabi, where he beat Alonso to the title by just 4 points. Many critics thought that either Alonso or Hamilton was going to take the crown because of Vettel's lack of experience, but his first title was a special one because he proved all the non-believers wrong. Then, in 2011, Vettel completely dominated, winning a whopping 11 races out of the 19 on the calendar. Apart from his one retirement in Abu Dhabi and his 4th place in his home Grand Prix, Germany, he stood on the podium the entire season. His closest competitor, the McLaren of Jenson Button, was 122 points behind him in the 2nd place. His teammate, the experienced Mark Webber, was 12 points behind Button. This shows that it wasn't just the car. Seb had pace. The 2012 season was a year of break from the dominance. The first 7 races themselves had 7 different winners. But the highlight of the season was another fierce championship battle between Alonso and Vettel, Ferrari versus Red Bull. The championship switched hands many times, but it all went down to the last race of the year, Brazil. Vettel was 13 points ahead, so he only needed to defend that. Unfortunately, he had a spin on the first lap, putting him all the way at the back of the grid. In a masterful performance of pace and skill in mixed conditions, Seb worked his way back up to 6th place. Alonso was 2nd place, but it wasn't enough. If he wanted to win the title, he needed the win. Vettel clinched his 3rd title in a row by a mere 3 points. Then comes the 2013 season, the season of pure dominance. The most dominated season until Max Verstappen's 2023 season in the rocket ship that was the RB19. Vettel won 13 out of the 19 races, winning 9 in a row at the end, securing a then world record. He also achieved the world record for most wins in a season. Alonso in 2nd place in the championship was a whopping 155 points behind him. Total domination. Many fans grew bored of the Red Bull domination and even labeled the sport boring. However, this chapter of F1 was coming to a close. Vettel's teammate Mark Webber retired, leaving the door open for a young racer by the name of Daniel Ricciardo to take his place the following year. 2014 brought new regulations and switched up the entire grid. Mercedes became the dominant team in F1 and won 8 championships in a row from then on. Red Bull became much less competitive and only managed to get 3 wins, all of which were from Daniel Ricciardo. Yeah, you heard me right. Vettel, after winning 9 races in a row, did not win a single race in 2014. He only stood on the podium 4 times out of the 19 races. He placed 5th in the championship, behind his teammate in 3rd. He had 217 less points than the championship winner, Lewis Hamilton, who made the move to Mercedes in 2013. It was time for a change.